I know you're very interested and involved in helping your clients and people and friends and about living a healthier life. And I know for a fact that we've always heard that people with a high metabolic rate seem to be able to just drop those pounds. They can eat anything they want and they still stay slim. And those with I guess a slower metabolic rate tend to just look at food and put on weight. So maybe let's talk about what is metabolism.
Okay, that's a great question, Cheryl, and this is something that a lot of people don't understand. Metabolism is simply defined as the sum total of the building up and breaking down processes in your body. Now, many people have a damaged metabolism, and those are the people who are going to have a much harder time losing weight and even maintaining their weight.
You mean it's not just slow or fast, you're talking about damaged. What is a damaged metabolism?
Okay, so if you look at it this way, you've got the two sides of a metabolism, building up side and breaking down side. Now, when we're healthy, the body's always breaking down because we're always, letting go of old cells, but we're also building up. So when you have a damaged metabolism, what that simply means is that you're breaking down faster than you're building up.
Is that something we're born with?
No, actually it's totally related to lifestyle. Oh. Now, 20 to 30% of people under the age of 35 and 70 to 80% of people over the age of 35 have a damaged metabolism. And a lot of my clients in their mid-30s, they'll start noticing that things just don't work the way that they used to. And I always joke that there's almost like a different set of rules for people who have a damaged metabolism. Because when you're young and you have a healthy metabolism, then people find, I can eat whatever I want, and, working out is not such a stress, and then I'm still able to maintain my body shape. But if you've got any degenerative disease of aging, heart disease, depression, arthritis, osteoporosis,
stress,
yes, exactly, then that's a sign, thyroid disease, and that's a sign that you have a damaged metabolism.
And how does a doctor check for this?
Well, there's really two big factors to look at. One is your adrenal stress. So the stress hormones are adrenaline and cortisol. And when people have been chronically stressed for years and years, that alone can damage your metabolism and lower your metabolic rate. The second factor is, are you insulin sensitive or insulin resistant? And insulin resistance, of course, leads to type 2 diabetes. And it's important to know that it takes 15 years to become a type 2 diabetic. Okay, so people don't just wake up one day and become a type 2 diabetic. Usually it's years of stress and years of poor eating and not enough exercise that lead to that.
But once you have this damaged metabolism, is there anything to do to correct it?
Absolutely. So you can heal a damaged metabolism. And frankly, for many of my clients who are, as they say, fat, 40, and frustrated,
yeah.
When they want to be thin, I say what you're going to really have to do is learn how to heal your metabolism. Now, I'm going to talk about the do's. Okay? So the first of all thing to understand is that you do want to exercise. But how you exercise when you have a damaged metabolism is different than for somebody who has a healthy metabolism.
Oh, and why is that?
All right, because when you exercise, when you get your heart rate consistently over 90 beats a minute, your body has to release adrenaline and cortisol, which break the body down. So basically, anyone with a damaged metabolism will be happy to learn that they actually will respond better to easier exercise like walking. So when you do something like running or taking a spinning class and your heart rate is consistently over 90 beats a minute, your body's actually producing stress hormones that are going to break down your muscle and your bone and your hair.
You're continuing to damage that
Exactly, you're
metabolism.
continuing to damage. So you want to be doing heart rate exercises below 90 beats a minute, 90 beats a minute or less. That's your intrinsic heart rate. And then you want to be doing de-stressing exercise like restorative yoga, Tai Chi, and Qigong. So if I have somebody with a damaged metabolism, I want them to walk, hopefully every day. I want them to do de-stressing exercise. And then as they start to feel better, they can start to lift weights, which helps to build muscle and bone. So, and even there, when you start lifting weights, you want to keep your weight training sessions shorter, 30 minutes, no more than 45 minutes. So not intense long hours in the gym.
And do you still recommend the 30 minutes per day that I've heard you talk about?
Yes, everybody should get 30 minutes a day of exercise. And exercise, the benefits of exercise are so profound. Exercise can heal heart disease. It's very therapeutic for cancer, very helpful for overcoming depression. So you want to find some kind of therapeutic movement. Now, the other thing that people with a damaged metabolism need to do is watch their carbohydrate intake, okay? Because just being stressed will make you have trouble metabolizing your carbohydrates. So a general rule of thumb is if somebody has a damaged metabolism, they should limit their carbohydrate intake to no more than 125 grams of carbohydrates a day, which is basically about 25 grams of carbs for each of 5 mini meals.
Oh yeah, I know you, and that's important too for people with damaged metabolism, to have the smaller meals 5 times.
Yes, so you want to limit your carbohydrates and eat frequently.
Oh,
So, and don't skip meals, and definitely get more rest to allow the body to heal.
And it's sort of a chain reaction, isn't it? If we have the damaged metabolism, then we may be overeating or eating the wrong foods or not exercising because we don't feel like exercising. So you sort of have to make yourself take heed to some of these things.
Yes, and that's a very good point. And you know, it's important to know that as we get older, you can really only look as good on the outside as your cells are healthy on the inside. So when you focus on becoming a healthier person, that's when your body can actually drop the weight. And many people are overeating because they're so exhausted.
Or stressed.
Or stressed, exactly. So lowering your stress level overall and getting more rest and changing your attitude is definitely part of what needs to be done.
Well, it all sounds so easy, but it does take work, and I think the attitude's very important. I appreciate you being here today and telling us about I'd never heard of the term damaged metabolism.